Assalamu alaikum everybody. My name is Abdullah. My roll number is 22BM022. The topic of the assignment that was assigned for me was the ventilator. So let's just start this introduction to the ventilator. A ventilator, that is a mechanical device that helps us to breathe in case that our breathing is low or we needed help to breathe. In much cases it is used in ICUs to the people who can't breathe normally because of much complications of a surgery or because of their age or infections etc. So let's continue. The history of the ventilators goes back to the 60s, where first mechanical ventilation concepts was used bellows, which were airbags. In the 1928, an iron lung was developed for polio patients, but it was a negative pressure ventilator. In the 50s and 60s, we shifted to the positive pressure ventilators, which improved the control and safety for patients. In the 80s and the 90s, portable and computerized ventilators was introduced, which made their use easy. The pandemic in 2020 of COVID-19 increased the demand for ventilators. So here is the modes of ventilators. There's a control modes like VCV, which delivers a fixed tidal volume regardless of pressure, and the PCV that delivers air until a set pressure is reached, and the volume may vary here. The second one is assisted supportive modes. In AC, every breath is either initiated by the patient or the machine and fully supported. In SIMP, allows spontaneous breaths between mandatory breaths. And the PCV, patient initiates all breaths, filters help by aiding pressure. Third one is the spontaneous breathing modes. In CPAP, provides constant pressure to keep airways open and no mandatory breaths are required here. In BiPAP, provides two pressure levels, higher for inhalation and low for exhalation. And there is hyper modes or advanced mode, APRV, that alternates between high and low pressures. And PRVC, adjusts pressure to deliver a target volume safely. So there is two categories of the ventilator, that is the positive pressure and negative pressure. So we can see in the diagram that how they work. And negative pressure ventilators create a vacuum around the chest, where the positive pressure push air into the lungs. So here's the two types of the ventilations. First one is invasive. Here it is a pipe that is inserted inside the trachea of the patient, either by mouth or by making a hole in the neck, it around the trachea from outside. Here the patient is sedated, he can't speak or nor eat, and a higher infection risk is present, and bleeding risk is also present, as well as barotrauma. And the second one is non-invasive ventilation, where there is no need for inserting a tube or anything inside the trachea, but a mask or a tube around the nose or a helmet is used. The patient here does not need to be sedated, he can't speak, he can eat, and the infection risk is very low. So let's talk about the parts that is present in the ventilator. That's the gas supply system, blower compressor, the flow control valves, humidifier, respiratory valve, patient circuit, which is tubing and filters, user interface and control panel, and the power supply system. So the sensors used here are the flow sensor, spirometer, pressure sensor, oxygen sensor, temperature sensor, carbon dioxide sensor, humidity sensor, and there is alarm system sensors to alarm about the high or the low pressure and other things that happen inside the machine. And the picture here shows various types of the sensors that used in the ventilator. So the pressure principle is the gas delivery. Delivers air oxygen gas under positive pressure in the patient lungs. And this pressure control controls flow, pressure or volume during the inspiratory phase using stated parameters by the operator. Expiration management allows passive acceleration through an open acceleration valve once the inspiratory phase ends. In the PEEP application, which is the positive end expiratory pressure, they keep the alveoli open and improve oxygenation. In the triggering mechanism, it detects the patient effort, that is the flow or pressure change, to initiate a brace assisted modes. Cycling determines how the ventilator switches from inspiration to expiration, either by time, volume, flow or pressure. And the monitoring and the feedback continuously monitors pressure, volume, flow, oxygen concentration. It alarms for safety. Humidification adds moisture and runs to the gas to prevent the airway from drying or injuries. The alarm systems alerts for issues like disconnection, high or low pressure or system failure. So this is a block diagram that shows the process of working of the ventilator. So here is the mathematical module for the ventilator, where the airway ventilator applied pressure, R is the airway resistance, V is the airflow rate, C is the lung compliance, V is the lung volume, P0 is patient muscular effort. It can be 0 if this patient is not, if the patient is sedated, so it will become 0. So now we will talk about the specifications. The tidal volume range from 50 to 2000 ml, and the respiratory rate is from 1 to 100 beats per minute, and the flow of oxygen range is from 21% to 100%, and here the PEEP is from 0 to 20 centimeter per oxygen H2O. So the pressure limit is up to 60 centimeter per H2O. The ventilation modes includes a lot of range, as the volume control, VCV, PCV, SIMP, CPAP, PCV, PI, BiPAP, and hybrid modes like the PRVC for specified respiratory support. So here too we will see that the inspiratory flow rate is up to 100 liter per minute. The trigger sensitivity is adjustable, so when it detects to the pressure changes and the sensitivity to the patient or the respiratory efforts by the patient. So, and their display and user interface equipped with a modern touchscreen display that shows various things like the waveforms, pressure of volume and flow, numeric data, alarms, allows configuration and monitoring, alarm systems, integrated audible and visual alarms for critical events like low tidal volumes, high pressure, disconnection, apnea, power failure or low battery. So the power supply, it mainly operates on AC with a built-in battery that works in emergencies like outage of power, that works for a minimum of 2 to 4 hours, and if the monitor's brightness is low or somebody made it low, it will work for more time. So the humidification that provides a warm humidified air using either active heat humidifiers or passive heat moisture exchanges, reducing the risk of airway dryness and irritation, so the patient don't get irritation in his trachea and airway do not dry. So this is a few links to the suppliers on national level and also international levels. So I made a recent visit to several hospitals in Hyderabad and at the ICU ward. So I saw that they use the Hamilton C3 ventilator, which have the following features that allow their easy use and interference with the operators. So the adaptive support ventilation is if we automatically adjust ventilation based on the patient needs, and the intelligent monitoring provides a real-time graphics and lung mechanics data. Integrated humidification control supports compatibility with active humidifiers. Intuitive touchscreen interface uses a friendly and controls and setting display, and the compact and portable design suitable for ICU and also for transport use. So if we needed it for another bed, so we can just move it easily. No need to make a lot of buzz in the ICU. So that's this is some pictures that I took there of the device, of the display, of modes, and my pic also with the device. So the following links are the videos that explain the operation of a ventilator, as I explained before at the start of the video. So you can guys check these two videos for more information. That was introduced to us by the ward operator Mr. Bilal. He was very helpful. So in conclusion, ventilators are very important in our life because it help us a lot and help a lot of patients to keep them alive, I mean in emergencies and all. And the visit that we made to the civil hospital enhanced our knowledge about their ventilators, how they work, their importance and all. So the related international publications are as not that much. I put just 4 of them that I thought is the most important. So you guys can check them. Thank you so much.